Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Metaverse Masterminds, episode 8, 20th of October 2023. Let me just make sure that my audio is working okay. Can we get a thumbs up from our delightful Winnie? Excellent. Thank you, Winnie. Okay, let's go through the panel this evening. Welcome to the show, guys. What a crazy week it's been. Full of fun, full of frustration, full of absolute craziness. But we're here every Friday to go through it all with you and see what we can make of it. Let me just make sure that we've got everybody in. Sergeant Meng's dropped out. Hopefully he'll be able to get back in the studio when he gets a moment. Okay then, guys. Like I say, welcome to episode 8. Hope you've had a fantastic week. We're on episode 8, 20th of October. So let's just go through. Who have we got on the panel this week? The delightful Winnie Skibbs. She's always here giving us statistics. So let's see what she's got for us this week. Welcome, Winnie. Can you hear us?
I can, yes.
Excellent. Yes. You're coming through loud and clear this evening. Have you had a good week, Winnie?
I have, yes. It's been full, hasn't it? Full of things.
It's been full of everything, hasn't it? Well, we've got a fantastic show on this evening, full of all sorts. In fact, I don't think we're going to have time, so we're going to have to move on. Okay, Winnie, thanks for that great welcome. Okay, we've got Private Buddykins. Are we going to get away from the Buddykins this week? There you go. There you go. Buddykins sat in the back doing the chat box and all the moderating. Thank you, Sarah. And we've got a new member on the panel this week. We've got Trucker Fletch, goes by the name of Chris. Can you hear us, Chris?
Yep, I can hear you. Got you.
Yeah, good evening, Chris. Now, this is Trucker Fletch. He's a self-confessed technophobic pioneer who's bit the bullet and taken up the challenge to join us on the panel every week to learn alongside you guys. So are you ready for this challenge, Trucker Fletch? I mean, you've come from scratching your head and being totally confused about this ecosystem, and you've very kindly agreed to come on every show every week on Friday and come and learn with the viewers. Thank you. How do you feel about that?
Nervous.
Nervous.
Yeah, lots to learn. I haven't got a clue about technology. I'm terrible with technology. He's got more brains than I have, but yeah, we're going to have a watch and see what happens.
Well, it's fantastic to have you on the show, Chris, and let's put it as it is. This is what we're here for. We're here to help everybody along the journey in Dowversal, and it doesn't matter whether you understand it or not. We're here to help. So, welcome, Chris. We'll come back to you later in the show for a little bit more of an insight into how you got introduced to crypto and so forth. Okay. So we'll catch Chris and his little dog in a few moments. Great to see the little chap sat on your shoulder there.
What's his name? The dog.
It's Fred.
Fred.
And Fred lives up here, basically. When he was about I fetched him home, I'd had him about 2 weeks, and I kept treading on him. So one day I picked him up, shoved him in my hood, and now he knows it's the safest place to be. But he's got a sister called Wilma, but I don't know where she is at the moment.
Yeah, of course, Fred and Wilma. Gotcha. Okay, guys, let's move on, and we'll come back to Chris and Fred later on. It's great to have you on the show, Trucker Fletch. Okay, then. Let me see if we've got Meng back in the studio. Yes, we have. Oh, and we've got... Oh, come on, guys. Let's have you all in. Let's have you all in. We've got 2 more members of the Bureau. We've got Private J, Jaywalking Games. We've got Meng. I'm not sure whether he's coming on yet, but we are going to ask him to talk about something later in the show. So good afternoon, Jason. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well, thank you. Good to see you. I'm glad to finally make a show. I went in early and things went great at work, and I left early and got my shopping done. Feeling surprisingly spry for a Friday, so I'm glad to be here.
I was going to say, Jason, why aren't you at work? You're normally at work this time Friday, so it's great to have you on the show.
I'm glad to be here.
Did you knock off early? Do they know you've left?
Shh, don't tell nobody.
Okay, mate, I'll take you off screen. They might not see you. Okay. Great to have you here, Jay. Okay, then let's move on and let's go through some of the latest news and announcements from Dalversal. We've got plenty of them to work our way through. So let's start with the elephant in the room that has had everybody up in the air all week. Login issues. Oh dear, what a nightmare it's been. I think I was the one that it started with, to be honest, because the beginning of the week I was like, I can't get logged in. I can't get my email verification codes. Nothing's working right. What's going on? And everybody sat there saying, it's not a problem. It's working fine. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? There's something going wrong here. Let me just move my microphone. That should be better. And it was really frustrating because it lasted for about 5 days for me, where I couldn't do a withdrawal. I couldn't do anything. I wasn't receiving my verification codes by email. If I had hair, I would be pulling it out. You know, the score, it's crazy. And then all of a sudden I got up. In fact, no, it was one evening, 6 p.m. I just decided to try again and everything was perfect, as though there was nothing wrong. And I thought, that's odd. And then within a couple of hours, everybody's up in the air saying, everything's going wrong, the website's gone down, I can't log in, etc., etc. And we all know the rest of the story. It's been an absolute mayhem all week. So, Winnie, can you give us an insight into what you experienced and what do you think happened this week?
Yeah, mine was working in the beginning, and then I couldn't log in for a couple of days, and then it was working for a moment, and then it wasn't, and then it was on, and then it was off, and there were people in the chat freaking out, and then there was an upgrade because of to repair the thing that happened. So yeah.
Okay, so they decided to send out an announcement halfway through, and they actually said that the original bug had come from Hyper Community website, which surprised me, because, like I say, it had affected Dalversal's login as well, because obviously the two are connected by the authorization method. And this is what was catching people out, you see. So they didn't only have to work on Dalversal, they had to work on the Hyper Community website as well. But General Kev and his brain and the way it works was digging a little bit deeper. And you never guess what I thought, Winnie.
Tell me.
because obviously, you know, it was a big thing. And it was like, what's going on? This is crazy, because it didn't only affect us for a short period of time. It was a big upgrade. It was a big downtime. And I'm sat there thinking, there's something not quite right here. What's going on, you know? And then the penny dropped. We're only 2 weeks away, or a week and a half away from MySpace, aren't we? Da-da! What have they announced today? Yes. Yeah, exactly. So this has got to be something to do with that as well, in my mind. Yeah. I've got a feeling this was all part of it, and they've decided to take this opportunity to do it now, to get that, because obviously we're going to have some sort of different login or something added to that login procedure. Because don't forget, we've got to look at avatars and DID, which is part of the login procedure. So that's got to have some connection with the problems that we was facing this week. When I thought of that, I thought, well, obviously it's going to take some downtime. Obviously it's going to take some work behind the scenes. And voila, that's what we got. We got the announcement from Dalversal admitting that there was going to be some downtime and everything was going to be fine. And like I say, in the main, I think most people are back to square one. I think they're, you know, up and running, they're logging in, they're being able to make those transactions. Personally, I've only seen a couple of people that are still struggling. What about you, Winnie? I think most people have gone past that now, don't you?
Yes, I haven't been able to check for a few hours because I've been out doing things. But yeah, I think so. The last time I checked, mine was. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's all back again.
I think in the main, I think we're pretty much sorted with that. And like I say, to all viewers, if you're still having any problems with your login, by all means, contact us and let us know, and we'll or send a ticket into tech support, and we'll make sure that you're not left in the crowd, you know. Excuse me. Okay, so moving on. I don't think there's anything else that we can cover regarding the login issues. I think we're pretty much sorted with that. And like I say, considering the launch of MySpace, which we're going to go deeper into later in the show, I think considering what's coming in the next, I think we're in about a week and a half, I think it's to be expected. You know, we're going to have outages where they're going to be implementing this additional feature to Dalversal. So let's be prepared, guys. You know, there's big changes coming, and that doesn't go without a few hiccups. So I think it's quite acceptable. It's knowledge. It's knowledge. It's knowing how this system works. It makes it that little bit more acceptable. And like somebody said the other day, Winnie, we've got to remember that we are the beta testers, aren't we?
Yeah, that was me. I said that.
Was it you? It was you,
was.
actually, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think this put members' minds at rest, because like I say, it's all too easy when things are going well, when the withdrawals are coming and everybody's got a big smile on the face, and then when something goes crashing down, it's all too easy to, you know, shout and think, oh my God, we're going back to the bad old days. That's not going to happen. Not in my book anyway. I think we're in a far better place than we was before. So
yeah.
Okay then. Yeah, regarding your problems earlier on, I hope your dog is okay. I heard your dog wasn't very well, so
yeah, I think he's fine. Yeah,
awesome.
he's just got a little bit of some remedies to take, but I think he's okay. Yeah,
Bit of TLC, yeah.
TLC, yeah.
Hot,
Yeah, he had
hot
the
toddy in a
dodgy
blanket.
bone. I think that's what it was.
A whatty?
A bone that was a bit too old.
Oh, you didn't buy it with Bitcoin. That's what it was.
No.
Okay, guys. Right, let's move on to the members' ability to change their upline. Okay, guys, this is another thing that we wanted to mention to you. Let me just find it on my other notepad, because I wanted to make sure that you guys have got this information. Okay, some members have migrated across to Dalversal quite successfully. They've got their pending rewards over, they've got their HPT over, and they're looking now and looking at their upline and saying, hang on a minute, that's not my upline, or that upline there is not even in Dalversal and they're not interested in coming. So Dalversal have given us the opportunity to change our upline. Okay, now this happened about a month ago, where me and Sergeant Meng, we went through that process very successfully, albeit took 2 or 3 weeks. It worked. Okay, now they're offering members the second chance to do this. Okay, now what they've done, they've extended that date, because it was supposed to change today. It was supposed to stop today. Your option to put in a request was supposed to stop today. I'll get my words right in a minute, but they've extended that, okay, for 36 hours. And that's due to the hiccups that we've been experiencing, the lack of logging in, the lack of dealing with, the verification problems, the email verification. So we got a email today asking us to let members know that there's been a network reassignment extension for 36 hours. Now, if people want to go through that process of getting the upline that they choose, okay, they must go through the correct procedure, okay? Guys, I've been bombarded with messages, and I'm not talking a few, I'm talking hundreds of messages asking me to help them, and I can't, guys. You know, this has got to be done by the Google form. in the correct manner, following the procedure. And ultimately, we've got to say it's the management, it's their final decision. If they think that it's worthy and it's a good move to make, and it's worth that added extra effort, because it's not an easy task to move a whole downline across under somebody else. Okay, it's a structure reshuffle, to put it bluntly. So we've got to consider how big a task it is. Okay, so if you're adamant that that's what you want to do, by all means fill the form in. I think you've got the new deadline. Let me just check this out. Yeah, the new deadline is the 22nd of October at midnight GST. Now, don't ask me what time that is, but it's Sunday. It's sometime Sunday. Okay. So the sooner the better if you want to do that. If you want the forms, Buddykins will post them in the chat box. And if you don't get that, just hit us up in Telegram or Discord and we'll sort you out with them forms. No problem at all. So do you want to add anything to that, Jason? Do you want to come on, or do you want to add anything to that, sir?
I was distracted by your brother's awesome dog.
I
think that is, I'm thrilled for this, because a lot of members, like you said, they just have like Dalversal user. And, you know, I've gone through from hyper to Satoshi to here, a struggle of getting back into the correct upline structure. So I'm glad for this opportunity. I didn't realize they had extended it until you mentioned it and Deborah mentioned it earlier. So that's great.
Okay.
And also, you know, that you need to think about if you have a TFA, how this will affect your TFA as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot to think about in this platform, guys. It's not, it's not straightforward. You know, a lot of members think it's, I'll move over there and I'll press a button, I'll take my withdrawals and away we go, we'll be smiling. There's a lot more to it, guys, but we're here to help. So if anybody's got any questions regarding any of this process, ask in the chat room, or, later on in the show, we'll have an AMA where you can ask and we'll bring the panel on for answering questions. Okay. So, yeah, I think it's a great thing that they've offered us in Dalversal, because let's face it, they've been cleaning up a very messy situation. Let's put it that way. Okay. And I can tip my hat to them, because they've taken on this massive challenge. I mean, the challenge that they've got creating the platform that we're in is big enough without having to accommodate for all the problems that, we've brought along with us as well. So, kudos, guys. Kudos. Righto, guys. So members' ability to change their upline, we've covered that one. The next part of the agenda, let me just double check. Have we got Meng in the house? We have got Meng in the house. So are you available, Meng? Are you free to speak?
I am. Can you hear me?
Absolutely, sir. Right. Okay,
Yay.
then. I'll just briefly go over this then. So the bonus land purchase campaign ends this Sunday. So what does that mean? That means we had an opportunity to have to purchase additional land plots for a set specific space of time. Okay. Now, why did they do that? Because they're blooming awesome. That's why. Okay, because when we first joined, it was 1 stone, 1 bronze, 1 iron planet. That's all we could have. 1 iron plot, sorry. That's all we could have. Now that's all changed. They said, okay, guys, you've been good, you've been helpful, you're helping your team members and so forth. So what we're going to do, we're going to give you a couple of weeks where you can buy 2 stone plots, 4 bronze plots, and 4 iron plots. So what did that do? Over to you, Meng. What did that do, and how did people benefit from such an awesome thing that Dalversal brought to us?
Yeah, so what my team and we've been doing is that we're taking advantage of this opportunity. we know that the stone, you know, doesn't have an expiration date. The only way you can lose it is that if you unstake it. So as long as you don't unstake it, that stays with you forever. The bronze and the iron, you get three. You can have up to 3 planets each. And so our strategy was that if we're gonna add more, you know, put more fresh funds into it, or if you already collected RC and want to use your RC, you can also convert that to DU and utilize and take advantage of this opportunity. So what we've been doing is we take 10 DU, stake it at the minimum for that stone land, and then take the remaining amount and spread it among, you know, the 3 bronze lands. You know, so the bronze would be at 101 or more, depending on how much you want to do it, and we would get like between 1 to 3 bronze, and then as you're gaining interest off of it, the daily reward, we take that daily and then we'll reapply it back into the bronze until it drops down to the 0.4%. And then what we're planning to do is once it drops down to 0.4, we divert those RC over to the stone land, because the stone land produces 0.6%. And, you know, so strategically that's how we think that it's the best way to take advantage of this opportunity.
Oh my word, mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. So, okay, guys, this was not just a simple offer by the company. This was something that the true pioneers could take and use to their best advantage. And Meng, thank you so much for explaining that to the viewers. It seems very complicated, but it's not. It's very easy to follow. If any of you viewers want to know that more in depth and specific, join us after the show in Discord or Telegram, and we'll go through that in depth. Okay. There's quite a little bit to go through, but basically, as long as you purchase the plots at the minimum amount before the end of the sale, okay, just to get on board, then we can utilize that as the time goes on. The point is just get those plots before Sunday if you want to go down that route. Okay, there's no pressure sales here. We're not here to sell anything to you. We're just giving you the information, the strategy of what Sergeant Meng's done. I've looked at what he's done. I'm well impressed. I've adopted his strategy, and yeah, I've already seen the results of what it's doing to my account. Okay. And it's not just my daily rewards. Of course, it affects your TFA speed as well. So I've got to thank Sergeant Meng for putting his, mathematician's hat on and really getting down and dirty with his pen and paper and, working out what can we do with this offer from Dalversal. I got to be honest, Meng, it's absolutely mind blowing. So thank you for that. Winnie, I know you was talking to Meng about this the other day in Discord. Absolutely mind blowing, don't you think?
It is actually, and I've been playing around with spreadsheets this week, which might be worth sharing to other people to work out the rewards depending on how much you put in and that, which kind of helps. But yeah, it is. It's a good strategy, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
Winnie, I know you've been working on a spreadsheet and it's really good. I mean, it's something I would like to get into, but I've just got too much going on. I really appreciate your ability to, you did this in Hypercosmos, didn't you? You work with spreadsheets a lot, and you've got that ability to be able to, work your magic, and it's great what you can do. So once you've done that, is there any possible chance that you could do a tutorial for people to, can you share your screen? Can you record your screen? Have you got the ability?
Yeah, well, I could do because because that can just be done in Zoom. I realised you can just go on
Okay.
Zoom, your own Zoom, and then share screen and record.
Okay, now what I'm thinking is, because like I say, we always stress we're not financial advisors, we don't tell people what to do, but we love the fact that, you know, we've got this great opportunity with Dalversal and we want to be able to show members what we're doing, okay, to get the best out of the platform. I think it'd be a great idea if you could create a short tutorial like we do for every other aspect of Dalversal, just to show them how you work this spreadsheet. I've had a quick look at it and I've got to be honest, you know, I closed it quick and run a mile, you know, because I thought I like it. I like the concept of it, but I haven't got time at the moment to try and work out how it works. So yeah, are you up for that challenge, Winnie? That'd be great.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Awesome. What a pioneer. This is what brings us pioneers together, isn't it? So that's great. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for that, Winnie. Jason, I know you've been looking at Meng's strategy as well. So you've adopted part of that strategy yourself as well, yeah?
Yeah, I was kind of messing around with it on my own over the last few weeks, and when he shared the strategy with the Bureau in Discord, it kind of made it all come together, you know, because I feel like this is a good opportunity to remind members that, you know, us members of the Bureau are members just like everybody else. You know, I got into hyper in December. I was getting out of an abusive situation. I was homeless, and I've been working my butt off since then to rebuild my life. It's been a hell of a year, but I'm making progress. The point is, when I got into Dalversal, like, I didn't have any downlines to bring with me or a whole lot to put in. So initially when I got started, I was using the stone plots and your strategy, Kev, to kind of like start building that up using the rewards. And then when I started working all this overtime at work, every time I had a little bit extra, I would figure out how to get either another plot of land or put more into it. And then I realized, not quite as clearly as Ming explained it, but that there was the potential to really speed things up, which I desperately need. So I'm just blown away by.
Okay, so you found the value in looking at and learning from other people rather than just randomly buying a plot and thinking it'll give me something every day. Okay.
Absolutely.
So just sitting and looking, scratching your head, walking away because it totally confused you, and then coming back and trying again. Am I right?
That's perfect. That's exactly it. It's exactly
awesome. And you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to bring on Trucker Fletch, because this is exactly why we've invited Trucker Fletch to join our panel, because this is a perfect opportunity to show members that, you know, we can start right back from scratching the bottom of the bucket and saying, well, how do we work this system? So Trucker Fletch, Chris, you know, you're in that position now, aren't you, where, you know, we've managed to be able to sort you out with a couple of stone plots, yeah? Yeah. So you understand what position do you understand that you've got to do now then in order to build your account? And we want you just to talk to the viewers and explain to them from your perspective, because, you know, you've admitted to us you're a complete technophobe. You don't know much about the metaverse at all. So can you explain to them what you've learned from us in your own words?
Caught me on the hop. I'm a bit shy on these things. Basically, you caught me out.
So you've got two stone plots, yeah? And one of them is maximum value of 100 DU. Okay. Yeah. So what was your other one? Can you remember what your other one was and what the strategy was to build it up?
Yeah, it's the other one's 10 DU, and what we're going to be doing is taking off of the one that's at maximum, kicking out the maximum, and stacking it onto the other one to build that one up, so
That's
it's
it.
maximum, so you get the maximum of both eventually paying out.
Okay, Chris, that's fantastic, because like I say, this only happened yesterday. So we're looking at somebody that, like I said, a self-confessed technophobe who doesn't know, who doesn't understand the metaverse at all. And what we're trying to do is give Chris the opportunity to be able to use his account from, let's face it, a passive member, because Chris is in the same boat as many people where they're not in the position to put fresh funds in, aren't you, Chris?
No, not at the moment.
That's right. And we understand that. But what we're looking at is that doesn't mean we leave Chris behind. Isn't that right? We've given you a strategy there where you can look and start, stepping forward. Even if it's baby steps, at least you're moving forward, yeah?
Yeah. Well, when we're on the platforms that have built up to this, I put a lot of money onto them. And because I put my money onto them then and everything sort of built up, I've not been able to use it
Yeah.
to build this up. So I've got the assets sitting there,
Yeah.
but I can't actually use them at the moment.
So you want
So I'm just starting at the bottom again.
Yeah.
To work my way up.
So your case is you're trying to find the best strategy to release that TFA so that you start getting those assets back, yeah?
Yeah, most definitely.
Excellent. So that's it, guys. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at everybody's individual circumstances, and we understand Chris. Now, Chris, if it hadn't have been for Chris, I'm going to tell you now, guys, the general wouldn't have been involved with this metaverse, with Hyperverse, Hypernation. I wouldn't have been around, because Chris is my downline in Hyperverse, Hyperfund, actually, going right back then. And it was because of his involvement financially that kept us going, okay, as his upline and helping him in this eco space, so to speak. And it has been a rough ride. So the least that we can do is try and help Chris along the way, teaching him the best strategies, but giving him the option of saying yes or no. Do I want to do this or not? So we explain in the best possible terms and then give it to him so that he can make that final decision. So, okay then, thank you very much, Meng, for explaining that to the members. And like I say, members, don't get confused by it. If you do find it hard, like walking through treacle, don't worry. Meet us in the Discord hub, meet us in Telegram. We'll go through it with you. Now, I'm going to take a small break after I've just said hi to a few people in the chat room, because I always go into these programs hell for leather and I do end up, missing all these. So let's go through mentioning a few of these lovely viewers. Winnie Skibbs, I've already said hi to you, but you're in there. Hi, Winnie. Mila, hello everyone, great to see you here, Mila. We will end up having to catch up with you when you're not working. Pamela, hi from Matt and me. Pam and Matt, hi again. We'll have to catch up for that chat and virtual cocktail in Winnie's wine bar. Hopefully that won't be too far away either. So that's Matt and Pam. B12 Star Cookie, hi B. Hello, everyone. Who else we've got? Mila, Winnie again. Okay, who else we've got? Jay, he's in here. I'm just looking to see if anybody else has said hi. Oh, right. Okay, that's somebody posting I take it that was Sarah. Okay. That's great. If there's anybody else in here watching the show, now we're broadcasting over 5 platforms, guys. We've got Telegram, Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and YouTube. Okay. Both YouTube channels, the Bureau of Forefront, Metaverse Masterminds, and the Bureau of Forefront Facebook page all have a live chat box feature that if you post on those videos, they come directly into our studio so we can chat back to you. So don't be afraid to chat away in there and you'll be live on air with us right now. Okay, so if you've got any questions and you're on one of those platforms, feel free. Elder Barry, hi. Excellent. Now that's from a YouTube channel, Metaverse Masterminds YouTube channel, so we can see where you're coming in from. Excellent. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't done already. And thank you for all the new subscribers. I've noticed an explosion in our YouTube channel, which I'm delighted to see. It's been going really well over the past couple of weeks, and that's all down to you guys, you know, and coming along and you know, making this show what it is. So all right, guys, I'm going to have a quick intermission now, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the big announcement. Okay, let me just bring up now. Then what intermission shall we have today? I'll tell you what I'm going to do today. I'm going to have a couple of different intermissions, a couple of different adverts, and I'm hoping that a friend of ours from Discord is in the audience. I've not seen him post yet, but if he isn't, I'm sure he will be watching this later. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to post his promotional advert that Sarah posted, Sarah created for him from the Bureau. And we did this for a chap that helps out. He's a cracking guy. He helps out not only in Discord, but in Telegram as well. He's one of the forerunners. He answers many, many questions when members are stuck with their questions. He goes by the username of Paramedic. Okay. Now, Sarah created this promotional video because he's got a planet. Okay. So I want you viewers to sit back and enjoy this. And this one's dedicated to Adam, Paramedic. Okay. Enjoy, guys.
That was awesome,
guys. That was excellent. A bit of tongue-in-cheek humor there from Buddykins, I think. That was absolutely awesome. It was, yeah, very catchy tune as well, don't you think, Winnie?
I do, yeah. Where is that from, or did you?
It was.
Make it up. Is that a Buddykins tune? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, Sarah created that. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think she did an absolutely awesome job on that. And like I say, even Adam turned around when he saw it for the first time, and he said the tribute to Rick Mail was very good at the end as well. Well deserved. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that short video. We've got another couple coming up in the show later. Excuse me while I just get comfortable. Okay, what's next on the agenda for tonight's show then? The launch of MySpace. So hopefully you guys have seen that they did announce today that MySpace is going to go live. Okay, now the date is, the mint date for the NFTs is October the 31st. Now, Well, what can I say? How's this going to work? I really don't know. There's a lot of information. I've got questions galore going round in my head of what this is going to, what's this going to do? How's that going to happen? But let's go through each and every step of what we know already, and let's see if we can, work out how this is going. So, Dalversal MySpace features is the first one. It says customize your space, tailor your virtual environment to match your unique style and preference. Well, that sounds good. I mean, Jason, where are you? Let's have Jason on. Jason, what do you think to that then? How do you interpret that? Customize your space, tailor your virtual environment to match your unique style and preference.
My connection's kind of wonky, so if I sound weird, like wave your hands at me or something. But it makes me think of what we were hearing right before the launch of Dalversal. I think it sounds to me like we're finally going to get to go into the virtual worlds they've created with our avatar. Maybe, I think they talked about building, virtual houses and land, where you can customize it and customize your avatar. That's how I interpret it. And that's exciting.
Absolutely. Well, the way I understand it is the first and foremost thing will be the avatar. Okay. Because we have to have a 3D version of ourselves in order to go in MySpace. And this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. I do believe that has had some sort of impact to the logging in feature, because I believe there may be a center connection between where we are now and where we're going to be with MySpace. Because let's face it, the DID is on the blockchain. We've already collected our DID domains. So it must go to there to go to the, do you see what I'm saying? There's got to be some connection. So like I say, we can predict, and like I say, this is half the fun of it, see how accurate we were when we actually get there, So yes, I think you're right. And when it says tailor your virtual environment to match your unique style and preferences, I would imagine that would be decorating our MySpace, with possibly furniture.
Different than the actual houses we'll be building on land plots and stuff, or in the metaverse.
It's up in the air, mate. It's anybody's guess. So let's have a look. Winnie, what do you think it could be?
Well, I'm imagining wallpaper. That's been a theme of.
Don't mention the wallpaper.
Yeah, things like that. But kind of whether it's a formal space or a relaxed space, like a lounge.
Yeah,
the lighting and the cocktail bar in the background and the music, that kind of thing. That's what I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tailor your virtual environment to match your unique style and preference. You've nailed it. Yes, I'm with you on that one, because that would be the way that I would imagine that to be as well. Yeah. Okay, let's bring that back in here. Right, so the next part of it said this. Now this one has got me stumped, I've got to be honest, and that doesn't happen often, but this time it has. It says create your own server, empower yourself to forge your digital domain, shaping it to your desires. Who wants to come on and make that prediction? Because I'm stumped. My brain is going round and round in circles saying, what could that be?
In the video game space, especially for like massive multiplayer online RPGs, like take Fallout 76,
Okay.
for example, you can pay a subscription.
Before we go on, Jason, can I just explain to the viewers that Jason might be the perfect person to answer this, because Jason's got a long history of gaming expertise. Is that right, Jay?
That's right.
Go ahead, sir.
I was
Talk to
lucky
us.
enough. Thank you, by the way. I was lucky enough to be featured by Bungie for Destiny 2 last year as their community focus. I've got a tattoo. Anyway, Fallout 76, Mario, Skyrim. You can't really see it. And a lot of the massive online RPGs with shared worlds, which is kind of like our Final Fantasy, which is kind of what Dalversal's Metaverse reminds me of. And a lot of those games, they have like monthly subscription tier options. And I'm not saying Dalversal is going to have a subscription option. Maybe they will, or maybe it'll be tied to the premium version of MySpace. But in the gaming space, you can pay, and it's like a small in gaming. It's like maybe $10 a month, where you can have your own they call it your own server, but it's essentially a server on one of their servers. Where you can create your own world and set privacy settings, invite people, and just do whatever you want within reason and boundaries of the game. So, man, I didn't realize Dalversal was going to go that hard. That's really exciting. Fortnite, yeah, you can do the same thing in Fortnite. So, I mean, that's really exciting. It's crazy to think that we're at the beginning still. We're still in the beta testing stage, and you've got DID, DAO domains. MySpace, I don't know if I already said MySpace, the actual Metaverse, the GameFi that we haven't even seen yet. I mean, there's so much coming. It blows my mind.
Exactly. And I'm do you know what? My brain is a filing cabinet. Okay. I describe my brain like Discord compared to Telegram. Discord, I've got a very good filing system going in Discord, whereas Telegram is quite higgledy-piggledy, yeah? My brain immediately goes back to one webinar that I was watching where Dalversal said there would be a possibility of joining other Metaverse in the future.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, this wouldn't happen immediately. This is talking, 2, 3, 4 years in the future, where all the different alternative metaverses could actually link up together in the future. So who knows? It could be part to do with that as well. So it's a really interesting topic, and it's obviously exciting, and we're yet to learn the truth about what that actually means. But it must be important, otherwise I wouldn't have added it into this. Right. So moving on, it says no time restrictions. Experience the freedom of limitless engagement. Your virtual adventures are not bound by time. So that means it's going to be open 24/7. It's going to be open to all members. There is no time limit on it. So, these calls that we're in now could be hours long. We could be joining up. In fact, do you know what? I mean, this is a 2D interface, and I quite enjoy it. I think it's a very good interface. It's visually pleasing. But think about what it'll be in the metaverse when it's 3D little Winnie's running about and little Jason's running about. This is going to be great, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to be spending plenty of time running about, finding people and adventuring, aren't we? It is going to be like a game. I'm going to feel like a kid in a sweet shop. So, yeah, Winnie, have you got any idea what you think that might mean? No time restrictions. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, well, like in the way that Zoom, because Zoom has time restrictions. Actually, no, maybe, yeah, when you pay enough, it doesn't, does it? But it just means anybody can drop in at any time. And
I think Zoom, you get 40 minutes and then it cuts you off for an hour, doesn't it? Or something like that.
Unless you pay loads.
It's really expensive, isn't it? Yeah. And we'll come on to the price in a second, because I've got questions about that. Okay, the next one would be invite up to 200 guests. Extend your cosmic invitation to up to 200 friends, colleagues, or fellow explorers. Now, I remember what Jonah said. Can you, Winnie?
about the number.
Regarding the guests that you could go in and like a small webinar, you could do so many for free, but then in the premium you could go up to 200. Can you remember the values?
But the free one is going to be 15, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And was it a time limit on that? Or was
No, this is what I was thinking the previous paragraph was about, because I'm sure they said that the free version would be 15 members, but there was no time limit. And I think that's what that means, because even 15 would be good enough, for like the BOF webinars, for instance, the Bureau webinars, that'd be great, whereas, the Metaverse Masterminds, we would need a bigger room, so to speak. So I've got a feeling those two may be linking together, possibly, yeah. So invite up to 200 guests. I've got a feeling that would be the premium MySpace.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, I just found out, well, I wrote it down, but I've got it 15 people for 30 minutes.
Oh, have you? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 200 people for unlimited is definitely the premium. Yeah.
Now this, I made a comment earlier on, I think it was in the Bureau group, and I said that they, in my opinion, I am critical. Okay. I am pro-Dalversal, as people quite, they know that, but I am critical when it comes to stuff like this. I think they should have been a little bit more descriptive and explain to people whether this was about just the premium version, and if it is, then show us what we get as a free version. There was no distinguishing between the two. Do you agree? Because I can't find.
You're
it's
right.
quite muddled up. Say again, Winnie, sorry.
I was just saying they didn't mention it. They haven't mentioned it at all, have they? That it's
no, and I've got a feeling they've got this sort of mixed in together, where some of the features are free anyway, but they're not describing which ones you have to pay for. Okay, so yeah, that's something that, I mean, I have contacted my node manager, but I do believe they may be off for the weekend now, so I'm not going to get a quick answer on that one. But like I said, we are critical. We do ask questions if we're not sure, if we want more advice and that, and the company do come back with us, and they do give us good answers. Okay, that reminds me, actually, before I forget, I didn't put it down. It's not related to this, guys, but the Google Authenticator. Yes, sorry about this. I will add it now before I forget. A lot of members contacted me asking whether the Google Authenticator was mandatory, because they hate it. They really despise it. It causes them loads of problems. And in all fairness, I quite agree with them when it goes wrong. When it does work, I've got to admit it is fantastic. It's a really good security measure. Okay. Now, I've got round that by using two devices. I use my laptop and I use my mobile phone for the Google Authenticator. And it's so much easier rather than logging in and out one screen and messing about. Yeah. So if you can find a way of doing it with two devices, I would recommend that for security reasons. But I did get an answer from my node manager today, and she said that they are not making it mandatory. Okay, they have removed that already. Now, there may be a slight issue with that with some members, because your alternative is, if you don't use your Google Authenticator, the alternative is your email verification code. Okay, and I don't want to upset anybody, but try it. Okay, if it doesn't work, please let us know. Okay, because we want to be able to give you that option. We don't want to force you into using the Google Authenticator if you don't want to do it. Okay, so she has asked me if anybody has any problems with the alternative, the verification method, let us know. We'll deal with it. Okay, so yeah, big thumbs up, guys. I've lost a thumb. Where's my thumb gone? It's there. Do you see how my thumb has disappeared? Okay, so no problem, guys. We've got that in hand. Okay, so like I say, the company do respond to our wishes, and kudos again to Dalversal. Okay, moving on. Where were we there? Public or private mode. You can decide whether to host your gatherings in a public space for everyone to join or keep them intimate and private. Now, that's a good one. Let's have a think about that. I mean, would you expect that to be a premium feature? We don't know whether it is or not, Winnie, but would you expect that to be a premium feature?
I don't know, actually. Maybe
Yeah.
that would be a feature for a free thing as well. Perhaps.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's a curious question, that, because yeah, I mean, they could monetize it. They could monetize it, but is that what the company are looking for? Or are the company looking to say no, even the free members have that ability? That's an interesting one that we'll find out when it launches, to see how they've integrated that. Is it one that they're going to leverage some sort of funds, which is acceptable? I mean, every company has to make money somehow. But like I say, we pull everything apart and look at all aspects to see if, to see how it works, see how it operates. And I like working out, how does a company make money? Let's face it, because this isn't just about us making money. We need the company to make money, otherwise there is no company. So we've got to work this out and understand it as well. So that's an interesting point.
Look at this. Look at it this way, though. Yeah, like for instance, we have Diversal as a mall concept. It's a mall. It's about having as an open space, and your goal is to invite people to the mall. That's the goal. And everybody in the mall have a chance to sell their products in the mall. So every NFT, any planet, all that stuff, that's you being a store in the mall. So their job is to pull people into the mall. So the goal is what they keep fighting to do. Everything they're doing is to invite people. So they're not looking to make money from the web, from the people coming in the store and selling a product. They go also make money from the NFTs, from the tokens, because we can make money from the tokens, or the RC tokens also is a product. If you notice, because the only way you get to get the RC token to buy avatar and do clothes and all that stuff is by trading it on the platform. That's why right now Diversal is buying up all the RC token that you guys trading. When you trade it, they buy it. Nobody else buying it. Diversal buy it back. So when they're doing that, they use that back later to sell back to you to buy your short when you put new USDT and 1 RC tokens to get your avatar. So the goal is to get audience, is to pull more people into the platform. That's why it's open source. The whole platform is open source, and I listen to what people say, because they want it to be all done open source to do that. To create the environment like Facebook. Facebook's open source. Anybody can come on to it. So it's about inviting people, and then now the people inside can make money from it. There's difference. Web3. If it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's next one was presentation mode. Elevate your interactions with the ability to host engaging presentations and structured content sharing. Now, this one, it clearly indicates this Metaverse Masterminds and so forth, and tutorials. I mean, we could do webinars and tutorials with that presentation mode. So I'm presuming by that, Winnie, they may have a big screen within that area. Okay. And again, I would maybe think that would be a premium feature. Okay, so I'm really interested into knowing. I have asked this, but whether I'll get a definitive answer or not before it's launched, I don't know, because I do like to keep some things under the carpet until opening day, So presentation mode, that's going to be an interesting one. Voice and text chat, communicate effortlessly through both voice and text, bridging the gap between real and virtual. Well, yeah. Clearly that'll be a free feature, and I have been told that's encrypted. Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you there, Winnie?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. is the honest
I
answer.
think they said. I think they said that the voice and chat and text was all encrypted.
Yeah, the whole system's peer-to-peer, so that will be encrypted. Because peer-to-peer means from me to you, nobody else can get the information. So
Yeah, I think it
so
is
you'll
on the
be
blockchain
encrypted.
as well, which is, I've got to admit, it's quite a task. I mean, me and Buddykins, we build blockchain websites, and to get live streaming on a blockchain website is no easy feat. It's really difficult. So these guys have really put the elbows into this work. Okay, so where are we now? Tons of add-ons. I like the sound of that. Enhance your metaverse experience with a plethora of additional features. The possibilities are virtually limitless. I like the sound of that for sure. Okay, so going on, it says that it's NFT information. Now, I would imagine that this will be for the premium version. You pay for the NFT to create the premium access. So the mint date is set for October the 31st at 7 a.m. GST. Now then, guys, I did work this out. I think it works out because our British summertime is gone by then. I think we do go back an hour, and it works out at 3 a.m. London time, because this is at the end of October. So I did put my head to this one. I think it's 3 a.m. Sunday. I do believe it may be a Sunday, October the 31st. And that's when the NFTs go on sale. There's 5,000. There's not going to be any more, apparently. Making each one a unique and limited piece of the metaverse. Now, this is the interesting one. I would like to know everybody's point of view, even you guys in the chat box. The price. Secure your place in this cosmic gateway for just 0.2 Ethereum per NFT. Now, clearly, you wouldn't need to pay if it's a free feature, but for people, content providers or webinar tutors or whatever, they will need to look at this and go for the premium feature. Now, I did a quick exchange check on 0.2 Ethereum, and you're looking at 325 USDT, roughly speaking, about 320, 325. Now, Meng wasn't sure whether that was a monthly. That won't be a monthly fee, not at that. I think that's an NFT fee. But it was rather strange because at the bottom it says once you own the NFT, you'll have the opportunity to resell it, allowing others to join this cosmic journey. So my question there would be, okay, so you buy the NFT, which in all fairness, I've got no problem with if it gives you all those features, the bigger 200 audience, etc. for good. As long as you're the owner of the NFT, I think that's a bargain. Okay. But if you sell it, do you lose those features? I would imagine so. But there's going to be 5,000 of these NFTs. So for a start, I think that's quite a lot, in my opinion, based on how many content providers there are, how many tutors there are, how many planets there are. I mean, is this a lot? Winnie, what would you say? I mean, I think that's quite a lot to start with. Am I overlooking something? Am I not looking at something? Because they're offering 5,000 NFTs at 325 roughly.
Yeah, but maybe this is, well, they're going to go really wide because with the audience. I mean, maybe it's just going to bring a lot of different people in because I'm assuming mostly at the moment we're mostly hyper people, aren't we? I don't know what the figures are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, General Kev and his cracky head, he decided to sit there and ponder over this for about half an hour. And I came up with this. If a member such as myself decides to buy one of these NFTs, it's going to be a long-term investment, put it that way. Because if you think about it, this whole metaverse, not just the galaxies that we're in with the planets that we've got now. Don't forget there's 4 different galaxies, M1, M2, M3 and M4 on the website. So there's space for a hell of a lot more planets in the future. Let's say in a year or two's time. That's when these NFTs will be extremely expensive, in my opinion, because by the time they are occupied in 2 or 3 years' time, and when these big companies come on board, those NFTs will be in demand. Now, if somebody buys one of those now for 320 USDT equivalent and then decides to sell, they won't get their money back now because there's too many of them. Do you see what I'm saying? There's not going to be a demand for them just yet. So in my opinion, I think for the content providers, the broadcasters, the tutors, the group leaders who use Zoom and whatever, I think it's a fantastic investment. I really do. Unless, of course, anybody else can come up with other ideas. I mean, Leon, I'm sure, Leon, where is he? Come on, Leon, would you consider because you do coaching, would you consider it for yourself? Would you have your own premium? Yeah, this is
yes,
what
I get my own premium. One of the factors is if you buy it and you have all these plans and things don't turn the way you wanted to turn, you're supposed to have an option to sell back your product. If I can't sell it back, then I get stuck with something with $200 or $300 that I can't do nothing with because it's not needed after I desire not to need it anymore. So you want to have a platform that you open source that you could able to sell it back if you need to. It's not something that you got to want to, but the option have to be there. So therefore they provide the option for you. But like you said, there's a lot of it right now because the demand is not now for it, but it's going to be there because it's everything that Diversity is doing is based on limitation. They create a limit in the DAO-T token is a limit in that. The planets is a limit. So scarcity is one of the protocols. Create scarcity, they'll create increased demand in the down the road. So I can see the way like you thinking in terms of it being not for right now, but down the road.
Exactly,
and
that's right.
Down the road, where the price is going to go it's going to go up. And then since it's based on a fraction of Ethereum price goes up also, your price also goes up. Because the 2% down necessarily be $3. It could be $300. It could go up because right now it's what? $1,600 per coin. So when the coins go up to 30, 40, 50 as the market goes back up, the prices changes.
Yeah, so like I say, I'm looking at it now. It's probably the way I would describe it to viewers is it's another foundation block. Yeah. It's something for a long-term investment that's going to secure not only the foundations of the company, but your own foundations for your own empire. Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Leon. I thought that's the way you would see it as well. So, okay, there's 5,000 NFTs moving on, the price. Purchase amount, there are no purchase limits. The cosmos is open to your limitless exploration. And these NFTs are available on OpenSea, and the reselling will be on OpenSea as well. So we've got to consider the Ethereum network. Obviously, the gas fees on Ethereum network. Again, we can go and look at the tutorial that I created a couple of months ago on how members can save quite a substantial amount of funds by working those gas fees to the best of your ability. Don't buy when it's really high. Obviously, you'll be wasting quite a lot of money. I mean, I went to, it was either sell or transfer an NFT one day, and it was going to cost me something like $25 just to send it to another wallet. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Went back to it 2 or 3 hours later, and I think it cost me $3. So that's the difference between working the gas fees. Again, guys, if you want more information on that, get us on Discord or Telegram, and we'll show you the way of working the gas fees to your best abilities, okay? Right, I know Trucker Fletch wanted to come on back on and speak a little bit more about his experiences, and then we will go into some Q&As. So let's have another brief intermission. Let's see whose advert we can show this time. Now, guys, before I go into an intermission, I'd like to mention that, as you all know, we have the Star Lord Pioneers membership club, where members who own a planet and are active within our community get the option of being in our membership club. Okay, there's no fees, there's no charge, but what we do, as you may well have seen, we do special bonuses. Like from time to time, we'll make you a video to help with your promotion of your planet, or we'll invite you on to the panel to speak about your planet, like Samuel did last week. Last week's was an awesome episode. I really liked that, okay, where Samuel came on with us on air and he spoke about everything he'd like to do with his planet, what he's got planned. Now, this opportunity is open to all planet owners. If you want to become a member of the Star-Lord Pioneers, the only thing we ask is be active. Be active, be a member of the community. Chat to us, talk to us, help people out, you know, if they have questions. We see quite a few members doing that already, and then we see some that are on the list that we don't even know whether they're still on the internet. You know, we see very little action from them. So I'm calling out to try and get people engaged more. Okay, let's have a bit more engagement and let's put a bit of fun into this. And when we do actually go into the metaverse with this show, there will be prizes. Okay, we will be hosting prizes, giveaways, and so forth. So let's create some buzz now before we take it in the metaverse. Okay, so we've got a couple of weeks to start looking at this and saying, right, let's get this together, guys. Let's get a good show going. Let's get the Star-Lord Pioneers all involved and engaged, coming on the show, chatting to the community. Let's get this rolling. So with that said, let's go into another advert to show you the sort of thing that we do. This one, and quite rightly so. Buddykins creates all these videos. Where's Buddykins' video? Where's her video that promotes her planet? So this is why I'm dedicating this one on this show to Buddykins. She quite well deserves it. She sat there grinning in the background, Lord bless her. So sit back and enjoy this video, guys.
That was fantastic.
Speechless. What do you think to that, Jason?
You probably saw me smiling backstage. I loved it. And it was the message. Not only is it fitting for Sarah, it's an experience that I've lived, just getting to know you guys first as fellow citizens, mentors, leaders, and now as friends, family. I mean, the message in the video, just perfect.
This is something that I've commented on no end of times. What Sarah does, her creative skills are not just the film, not just the video, it's the messages that go in that, that short clip as well. What I would like to say is that every single video, every single piece of creativity skill that Buddykins is showing the community and its members is a landmark in history. As we move forward, we are creating history as we move forward. Okay, so these are significant. Think about what it's going to be like in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, when we can all go back and look at where we came from. And I hope all you guys are going to be with us still in that space of time. But I've got to be honest, I'm looking forward to that time where we can look back and say, we did that. We created that. And I want people in the audience, viewers, to say, I remember that when it was done. Okay. Thank you, Buddykins. Even though it was to promote your own planet, I think that speaks volumes, not only for Dalversal, but for the Bureau and the creativity skills of the members that are part of the Bureau. Okay. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, guys, let's move on to the one and only, the massive announcement this week that I've got to be honest, this has got to be the biggest step of Dalversal so far. MySpace. Okay. MySpace is, just bear with me. No, I've gone on to the wrong one. I'm sorry about that, guys. We was going to bring Chris in to speak. That's right. We was going to bring Trucker Fletch. He's still got that dog on his shoulder, hasn't he? It's Chris's space. It's not my space. So welcome to the panel, Trucker Fletch. Okay, Trucker Fletch. It's great.
Yeah,
great having
thanks
you
for bringing us
on the panel this evening. Where do you want to start? Because ultimately, I'm going to let you speak to the audience to, you know, let them know why you're here and what your intentions are.
Thank you for bringing us in on that, because what I've got to say literally follows into what you just said about being a pioneer.
Okay.
I was a lorry driver for 36 years, hence my nickname. 10, 11 years ago, maybe getting on for 12, I was a petrol tanker driver for BP. And we had been using lorries without a lot of technology on them, and they were basic trucks. We got delivered a load of brand new MAN, they're like a German truck. We got a load of these through, and they're absolutely fantastic. And the technology was that good on them that one of the drivers actually fetched one of the trucks down from Glasgow, from the other side of Glasgow, blindfolded, driving the truck, drove it all through at rush hour, all the way down, right down to Carlisle, to prove that the technology was that good. He did have a co-pilot. Now, we got these trucks, and I got sent off to Birmingham for a week's training. 2 lads went from Immingham, 2 lads went from every depot around here. Luckily, I was one that got picked to go. And we went down for a week's training, and everything seemed to be going fine, but the trucks kept breaking down. Now, we, as professional petrol tanker drivers, didn't want trucks that break down on us. We've got a bomb on our back, and we need something that we can rely on underneath our butts. We had a big meeting with BP, and we had a big meeting with MAN. And I was quite shocked and surprised at what MAN said. They told us that they build the trucks, they send the trucks out with the technology on, bearing in mind we're going back 10, 12 years ago, and we were the pioneers that took all the bugs out the system. Now, I went, like I say, to BP at Birmingham for a week's training, safety training, and to be taught how to use these trucks properly. The technology was awesome, and the technology on the truck actually saved my life, literally saved my life. I was going down the A1, a driver pulled past me in an Arctic, pulled in front, saw there was a cafe, I'm stopping. Well, when you've got 36,000 litres of petrol slopping around in the back, you don't just stop. My brain automatically locked into the training that I've been put through, and the computer took over. I admit that there is no way I would be sat here now if I'd been in one of the pre-technological trucks. The computer took over. It literally overrid of what I was doing. The computer saved my life, literally saved my life from death. I was literally that close to running into the back of the truck in front of me. Luckily, the technology, we had a camera in the front viewing what was going on and one viewing me. And I'd kicked off. I said, look, if you don't trust me to drive your trucks, drive it yourself. They said, no, there's a reason for this. Within a fortnight of doing the training, this incident happened. MAN use that video now of my reaction and everything that happened as one of their safety training videos to show new drivers the technology of the truck and how it works. Now, I'd forgotten about that. I mean, I retired 2 years ago through ill health. And I was watching on YouTube the other night, just some adverts after somebody I've been watching. And there was an advert for a brand new Ford car. Sporty car. And I thought, oh, it looks good. I just nosy through. And they're showing the technology. And I'm like, well, hang on. I remember doing that. I had that on my lorry. We had anti-rollover stuff so that if you went around a corner too fast, the lorry would slow itself down. If somebody pulled in front, the lorry would slow it down, steer around, do whatever. The technology on this car that's brand new and Ford are saying, oh, we've got this new technology. I pioneered that 11 and 12 years ago. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm actually famous because MAN trucks use my, what could have been a fatality as their advertising for their trucks. And it's like, holy crap. Now, 2 years ago, I came into the crypto world because I'd had some money that I managed to get hold of. And there was nowhere in this world we live in at the moment where I felt safe to put it. I put it in the crypto. It's been a bumpy ride, but to where we're going now, my assets have multiplied by an extreme amount. To me now, the crypto, a lot of what you guys have been talking about tonight has been another planet. It's like, what are they talking? Even Fred nodding off. It's we can see him. It's like it's going over his head as well. Now, my message to everybody is, I'm like a stepping stone. I'm like your guinea pig to teach me a complete. Haven't got a clue. I struggle with this thing. It's a phone. I struggle with that. I've got a 15-year-old daughter. I'm a single dad, and she tells me, Dad, you're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. She guides me. Now, this journey we're on with Dalversal, what you guys have been talking tonight is a lot of French, but I'm thinking, hang on, they're the pioneers. I trust you lot to bring me into your world. You're the experts. You know what you're doing with computers. Now, I look at a computer and it says, no. And my brain just says, step away from it, walk back quietly and just don't touch it. You guys know what you're doing. Watching that video of this new Ford car gives me confidence to trust you guys, because I went through this 10 to 12 years ago. I had to trust my own instincts. My brain was telling me, I went on this course and one of the jobs we had to do was try and turn the lorry over, tip it on its side. There were safety riggers and we couldn't do it, but it was to show you the technology and how it worked. And I didn't trust it. And at the end of the last day on the course, I says, look, if you can't do this last thing, you're going to fail the course. And I had to put my heart and hands into the safety of the technology. And it was like, wow, this works. So to anybody out there that's sort of watching this, I ain't got a clue who's watching because I'm on something to see. Like I say, I'm cacked with technology. Anybody that's out there and hasn't got a clue, neither have I. But I'm here putting my hands in theirs and saying, right, you guide me through this, because what we did yesterday was did I buy some planets or I don't know, bought some land or something. And it's like,
stone plots.
It's foreign to me, but but I'm working on it. And this is basically what I'm telling people or trying to show people is we've been down a rocky road. We've been up and on a roller coaster of a journey. The light's starting up. When this first started, Kev will tell you, he's my little brother. I had zero patience. I want it done, and I want it done yesterday, because that's the way the lorry driver world was. In the haulage, it has to be done 3 days ago. It's no good saying I'll do it tomorrow. It's got to be done then. And I wanted that. Now, I've learned to back right off, and I think Kev will tell you I've changed a lot. And I've learned to take it as it comes. I mean, I don't even know if I've been able to not log in this week, because every time I've gone and done something on it that I'm supposed to be doing, it works. So it's like, go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And basically, anybody that's watching this on one of the other different platforms, trust it, go with it. And believe you me, I'm one of the biggest guys with the least amount of patience. I would kick off if the screen went funny. I would throw the computer. But I've learned to just ride with it. These guys on that side of the screen know what they're doing. Trust them.
So
let them run with it, and we'll get there. And that's basically my message. I hope I haven't seemed to waffle, but
no,
I'm the stepping stone. I'm the guinea pig here that's saying, hey, guys, I'm a plonker when it comes to computers. But
yeah,
if I can do it, you can do it.
Okay, Chris.
And I hope that makes sense to people.
No, that's fantastic, Chris, because you've given a really good example, like a mirror image of what you can see in Dalversal now, of what you described in your past experiences in the technological world. Even though you didn't understand it, you had to put your faith in the system to get somewhere. And like you said, it saved your life. So, you know, hopefully it won't be that bad in Dalversal, but I do get the drift, you know. The only thing I'll add to that is that the Bureau members specifically only give advice and information. We don't tell you what to do. Now, what we've done with Chris is advised him how to purchase stone planets and so forth, so that he can understand how that will affect his TFA. Ultimately, it was his decision, okay, whether he did it that way. So what
there have been times when I've been stubborn and said, I'm not doing that, I'm not going down that road, I'm not going to do that and other. And then I've took time to step back and gone, hey, maybe they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's basically got to put your trust in somebody, because now I can see that the clouds are going and the sun's starting to shine, that there is something starting to happen, and we are going to get somewhere.
And I think
so. Just put your trust in them.
And I think the important bit is, I mean, like the viewers know, we do a training tutorial twice a week with the African nation now. I got a comment. We did a tutorial on Wednesday, wasn't it, Winnie? Wednesday evening, I think. Yeah. And the way we teach, or the way we help other members, is quite different to other people. I open my account and I show them exactly what they want to see. Okay, how to do things, not via the PDF document, for instance, a hands-on approach. And this is what we've done with Trucker Fletch in the past, a hands-on approach. Let's have a look at your screen. Let's see what you need to do. Your opportunities are A, B, and C. What do you want to do? And if he doesn't want to do it because he's not confident, that's fine. As long as he's got the up-to-date information. This is where the Bureau fit in. So, Chris, many thanks for that, you know, because it is about trust and faith and loyalty. This is what it should be about, and you know, I think we've proved it time and time again. But it's always good to come from new blood, if you like, you know, to show other people that we're, you know, genuinely helping them. It's not for our financial gain; it's for you guys. So
thanks for letting me have a say, and let me just say something to anybody that might think I am not part of the Bureau of whatever it is. I'm nothing to do with that, and I'm basically a plonker that's coming on the street, and have said, because I had a word with Kev the other night, and I said, look, there's things that I could put to it. I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. Now, if the guys out there, and guys and gals, or ladies and gentlemen, see that I'm doing and getting somewhere, it's off my own back. It's not, and I'm not part of the Bureau, and I'd not scripted.
No.
And literally, this is coming straight from me, from the horse's mouth, and this is my words, not anybody else's. So just anybody who thinks because I'm in this little box here with this lot, I'm not part of them. I am in a way, but I'm not part of the bureau.
No,
I'm just a
we want
geezer off the street.
We want a completely unbiased member, and this is why, you know, Chris stepped forward and we said, yes, this is a fantastic opportunity to add to the show to help others. Okay,
I'm a stepping stone.
Yeah, I'm just going to put my attention on the chat box a second because I don't want to make people wait. We've got, let me try and bring it on screen. There we go. Okay. Cheryl Best, yes, I need guidance also. My upline has me trying to help him. He is so depressed for misplacing his DC. He was a 2 million investor. Okay, Cheryl, we understand. Okay. I got a very similar request last week. It was a lady who had a substantial amount of assets in Hyperverse that she'd moved to Hypercosmos. She moved to Dowversal and then turned around and said, I've lost a lot. I don't know what I've done. Within 5 minutes, she could see them and they were safe. And it was as simple as a login issue regarding the the authorizer between Hyper Community and Dowversal. So the only thing that I can suggest at the moment, because, you know, we want to help you, but it may take a while to make sure that we're looking at the right resolution for you. Are you in Telegram or Discord? Because whichever platform you're on, contact us on that platform and we'll help you resolve that problem, because we do understand that's a substantial amount of money. We don't want members to feel as though it's just gone into thin air. Okay, if there's a good opportunity to get it back for you, we'll do everything we can. Okay, great to hear story, Chris. Absolutely inspiring. Yeah. Is that training for anyone, Winnie? We'll have to ask Deborah. Is Deborah on the chat group? Because I do understand Deborah's having problems getting into the studio for some reason. Let me just check if she's not in the studio. So if Deborah's in the chat box, can she answer that? If not, who asked it? Was it Pam?
Pam,
It's
yeah.
Pam. Yeah. Because I want to clear that with Deborah first, because it's Deborah's group. So we'll clear that with Deborah, Pam, and then we'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, weren't we?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. And Cheryl's come back. When I reach the charge limit, I also will buy land. Not sure how this loyalty should choose be part. Thanks for Trucker. Okay. Sees them in HPT. I need to let him read Telegram. Right. Okay. Yeah. This all depends on what his assets were, whether they were pending rewards or whether they were, just sat there doing nothing. Or, yeah, definitely hit us up in Telegram and we'll try and help you best we can with that and give you the opportunities of what are on the table at the moment. You know, they're on about smaller packages in the future that will help some members. So thank you. That will be Buddykins just posted that. Okay, Winnie, I've got 3 questions here that members are asking previous, so I'm going to ask these out as well while we're on air. Can you use your land rewards and top up with USDT to purchase stone land? I have 1 stone land already. So, Winnie, do you want to come on and answer that one? Did you get that?
Say that again. Can you use your
land rewards and top up with USDT to purchase stone land? I have 1 stone land already.
Yes. Are they asking they want to join together? Yes, you can, can't you? There's an option to put new USDT in and use your rewards. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What I'm going to add to that is, it depends what situation they're in at the moment, because if they've only got 1 stone plot, my advice or what I would do is make sure I got that second plot before Sunday, even if it's 10 DU.
Yes.
Because after Sunday, you won't have that option. Okay. Once you've got it, it's yours for life. Yeah. So if you can spare the 10 DU, then capture that plot. Okay. The rest of it, yes, you can. As your initial plot pays your daily reward, you can save that up to build on your second stone plot. And Trucker Fletch is a perfect example, because that's exactly what he's going to be doing over the next few weeks. So as Trucker Fletch joins us in this show every Friday, he can give members a rundown of how he's found it. Was it easy? What did he do? Did he find it an easy process, which I'm sure he will. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. So question number 2, Winnie, could you please tell me, we've been through this actually, if the Google Authenticator is still being mandatory for those who want to transfer assets to Dalversal or buy land?
No, it's no longer mandatory. You can if you want, but you can also use email verification as an alternative, if that works for you, which it does for me actually today. That's been back on.
Right. So did you have problems with it previous and it's working again now?
I never tried the Google thing.
Right.
And
No,
then,
I mean the email verification.
oh, the email. No, I've not had any trouble with it actually.
Right, okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I put the GA on, the Google Authenticator, and it works fine, obviously. So I haven't even attempted, because I was getting no emails for verification codes, which was stopping me from doing the withdrawals. And then when it worked and I put my Google Authenticator on, I managed to do 4 smaller amounts to different wallets for different purposes. Yeah. One I may add to members as well, that your members might be interested in this actually. There is a direct way, and I know Coach has done this. I think he's gone. Has he left us? That's interesting. Yeah, this is an interesting perspective and something worth remembering. If you have DU in your rewards account that you can withdraw, but you would like to send them to another account, okay, to give to a friend or something like that, you can do a Dalversal to Dalversal transaction, but make sure it's on the TRC network, because your withdrawal is only on the TRC network. You don't get a choice for Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain. Okay, so it's got to be on the TRC. Now, I did this over the last few days with Trucker Fletch, because I was going to send him the funds to get him off the ground with these stone plots. So I thought, right, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to try one of these. It's not actually an internal transaction, because it is on the Tron network. Okay, so it does go off the platform to come back on, clearly, but it was from a Dalversal wallet to a Dalversal wallet, and it worked absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. It took, I believe, about 30 to 34 hours, somewhere around there. It was just over a day. Okay, so it does work, and it works absolutely fine. So bear that in mind, guys. If you do want to send some DU to somebody else, obviously it'll go in their deposit account. Okay, so yeah, I found that quite handy, that. Okay, last one. Yeah, this is a good one for you, Winnie. This will twist you up. Can I buy, now you listen to this carefully, can I buy 10 different pieces of stone land for $10, 1 stone land for $100, or 10 stone land for 10 each? Please explain.
I remember the lady.
That's right.
Who answered this. Well, we can only buy, at the moment we can buy 2 stone lands, but that's going to change, and then we'll only be able to buy 1 stone land.
Okay, so she was basically overthinking the possibilities, because she had 100 DU.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she was trying to put a strategy to it to make the best out of this 100 DU. And yeah, I shake her hand for doing that, because the key thing is she was asking questions. The key thing is the question being, what are the possibilities of what I can do with the available funds that I want to put on the platform. Okay, so she'd made that vital decision. I've got 100 DU or USDT that turns into DU. But then she was saying, right, I'm not just going to fly ahead and put the maximum on a stone plot. Let's ask some questions. Can I get 10 stone plots at $10 each? Now, that'd be a great idea if you could get 10 plots, but you can't. You can only get 2. So then she could have looked at bronze plots. Okay. Add another $1 to it, she could have had a bronze plot.
Yes, or even add $10. Well, this was Meng's idea, wasn't it? If it were for 111, buy a bronze, 1 stone, and then use the rewards to buy a extra
That's
stone.
right.
Well, I'm not
That's
sure.
right. Yeah.
We've run out of time for that, haven't we?
We have, yeah. Just for that, literally, just a $10 or $11 more can open the doors so much more, not only for your daily rewards, but for your speeding up of TFA as well. So it is a crucial, time to think. Don't just jump in. Don't just buy the land. Think or ask. Ask someone. Say, look, I've got $60. What's my best bet? Or what options are on the table? And that's what we'll do, guys. We'll give you all the alternative options, but then it's your decision on what you want to do with that. So, yeah, I think that's it. Has anybody in the chat box got any questions? I can't see any. I don't think we've missed any. If anybody's got any questions, put them in the chat box, guys. Is anybody else in the studio wanting to chat, wanting to bring anything up?
I just want to say that if they do bring the smaller packages or whatever it is for people with smaller amounts, that'll be a much massive fairer situation, because then everybody can start. I mean, my daughter, she's got quite a good package, but she hasn't got enough to start the TFA off, sort of thing like that. So people with smaller amounts, it will be fair to them, because at the end of the day, we're all on the same train. So
okay,
I think that would be good.
Okay, without digging into your private life, is it less than 5,000?
No, thinking about it, she's got more.
Right. Okay.
But there are people out there with less than what we've.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you've lost your audio, Chris.
Yeah, because I turned the mic. I told you I'm capped with technology. I turned it off. Ellie's is more. But if there's a lot of people out there with a lot less funds than what we have, and at the end of the day, the reason why people have lower funds is probably, in my personal opinion, because they didn't have all the big funds to put in. So it isn't really fair if the people with the bigger funds can get at them and the lower people can't. And I think it will be totally fair, and I hope the company do that, where they bring it in so that people with the lower funds can start off.
Okay.
And then we're all on a level playing field.
Just out of interest, because like I say, I like to get a wide range of people's ideas and thoughts on things like this. Chris, what would you consider, because obviously your pack A is 5,000, what would you consider to be a fair package if it was between 0 and 5,000? Which one would you think would be the most beneficial if they was allowed to bring one pack?
It's hard to say because there's so many people to cater for. I think maybe 1,000, because then the people at the lower end of the scale, and there'll be a lot of people down that end of the scale that weren't as lucky as we are to put so much on. And I think 1,000, we're not talking millions, so it wouldn't fleece the system.
That's right.
But those little bits would help the people that's lower down. And at the end of the day, I want to see people that haven't got anywhere near my assets on the same level as me.
Yeah, it is about
I don't want to be
equality.
looking at millionaires levels, but I want those other people with lower assets to be up where I am, so that we can all walk together instead of sort of looking down saying, oh, they're being left behind. Because in I call the normal world, the people at the bottom always get the worst deal. So I think 1,000 would be good. And I think we need to push that, because it's the lower yeah, they've got the millionaires and people working their way down, but in society, in the real life, it's always the people with the lower amounts that have a better deal. And the reason why they've got low amounts is because they haven't got the money there to put in. So I think they should be brought in, definitely.
I think personally, I think you're halfway there. I think 1,000 packs will be great. I think they ought to open it up to a maximum of 3 1,000 packs to start with. Because let's face it, if they could afford to do 1 pack at 5,000, then 3 at 1,000 wouldn't be overstretching the budget. So that those that had, maybe 4,500, at least they could do 3,000. Not forgetting that it's a 1.5x return on them as well. So they would be covering the amount that they've got anyway. So like I say, Chris, I'm just looking at possibilities because like I say, we do have a voice within the metaverse. And what I would like to see is that if members could see Trucker Fletch as a voice for the community, then talk to Trucker Fletch in the Discord server as well. Go ahead, Chris. What are you saying?
Now, to me, I've got no offense to the guys that's got millions and they're right up there. And this isn't meant offense, and I don't want anybody to take it that way. When you're up there, you don't tend to see the man that's at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's when you're the man at the bottom or just a little bit above the bottom, you're more in that level that you can see what's going on around you.
Yeah.
Rather than being up the top level where you see what's going on there. And I think, I would like to be a sort of spokesman for the ones that bring them in. At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. And I'm quite passionate about this. I've got a lot of projects I was talking to you about last night that I want to use the metaverse and all this technological stuff for.
Yeah.
That hopefully will make me a living, but it's also going to be helping other people out in different ways. So I'll be a spokesman and let the people that aren't up the top there come and talk to me. I'm an everyday guy off the street.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And like I say, you hang out in Discord Community Hub more than any other group, don't you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I turned the bloody mic off again.
Okay, there you go, guys. So we've got Trucker Fletch that's willing to chat to any of you guys that feel that you are on the same level. And like I say, this is the diverse approach that the Bureau members are looking to assist others. And like Chris said, he's not a member of the Bureau, but we've been in talks with Chris. He understands that it's... you get in that situation where sometimes you feel lost, you feel abandoned, you feel as though you are below everybody else that is talking this jargon. We don't want that to happen, guys. And I think Trucker Fletch has made that big move today to assist everybody else in feeling a lot more comfortable about coming forward and opening up to Dalversal and us, So, Winnie, do you want to add anything to that? Fred is so cute. He is, he's behaving.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same as Jason. I don't know what you were talking about. I was looking at the dog. No, actually, I was also trying to answer some questions on the chat. So I apologize for you were talking about the packs and bringing in smaller ones. Yeah, should it be? How small should it be?
Yeah, because I was saying if somebody's got like 4,500, then 1,000 is quite a lot less. So if they could go to one pack at 5,000, why couldn't they bring in a 1,000 pack but allow people anywhere up to 3 of those 1,000 packs?
Yes.
I'm just, I mean, like I said, I'm just looking to put this to management to try and help them to make a decision in the future. Let me say it now, guys. This isn't going to happen overnight. We know that, because they've got a lot on their shoulders with MySpace coming out and everything else. They've got to get this right. So this just proves how the Bureau operate. We're not shelving this. We're taking it on board so that when the time comes, we've got this data for them, and we can help them with them. So somebody's got a dog that's just gone mad.
Is that Wilma?
No. So like
Leon's
I say,
got a dog too.
This is quite good to be able to discuss this before the company are ready for it. We are at the forefront, let's face it. We'll talk about stuff that will affect all members and all citizens of Dalversal. Cheryl's Trucker is right, is who started and stayed small in the Hyperverse. You're right. Thank you, Trucker. With small people really need help.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Cheryl.
You make a good point.
Well, there's the proof of the pudding. That is exactly what we was aiming to get today. Okay, me and Trucker was on the Zoom yesterday for 2 or 3 hours, and we discussed this, and we said we need people to come forward because there's plenty of people out there that feel as though they don't understand, and we don't want that to happen. We want to be there for people and say this is normal, and Trucker Fletch coming on air every week is going to empower others to at least ask questions in the chat box. But don't forget, guys, if you want to come on air with us, come on with Trucker Fletch. Come on air with Trucker Fletch.
I can't work miracles, but I can certainly open my gob. And Kev knows that.
I think you can work miracles.
One thing that we've found in the Bureau, and I say Chris isn't in the Bureau, but in the future he might make a good Bureau candidate for sure. But one thing for sure is that the team of members that we have around us within the Bureau and our close-knit community do make miracles. Okay, we have moved mountains and we intend to keep that going. Okay, so like I say, guys, any upsets, any queries, anything like that, just pass us on a message. Let us know. Come into the Metaverse Masterminds on Friday. Everyone's more than welcome, and we'll face these challenges head on. Okay, guys, we've had a great. It's gone nearly 2 hours, Winnie. What have you been talking about all this time, Winnie? You've kept us busy, haven't you?
I know. I go on and on, don't I?
Don't you just? It's them Fletcher brothers again.
It's been great.
It has. It's been fantastic, and the viewers in the chat box are great because, like I say, Buddykins, I've got to praise Buddykins up for keeping this chat box running. Winnie, Jason, I think I've seen Jason posting there because, like I say, when you're hosting, your focus is on the video. You're focusing on the topic in hand. So thank you for everybody behind the scenes of Metaverse Masterminds for keeping all these aspects running. I'm just checking, and yes, we're still live on 5 different platforms. This is fantastic for 2 hours. So this is getting the message out to people, guys. Dalversal is only we're lighting the fuse of the rocket ship, guys. We haven't even left the launch pad yet. I do believe MySpace will be the first launch. I really do. I'm buzzing about it, absolutely buzzing. I can't wait. It's going to be a completely new GUI, graphical user interface, for those that don't know what that means.
I wonder what that meant.
Yeah, GUI. Your GUI.
GUI.
It's your graphical user interface. It's what you see on the screen and how you interact. At the moment, well, I was going to say at the moment, we don't have wearables, if you know what they are. Say if you're in COD 4 and you get shot, it actually hurts you. You can get clothing that you can feel. But I will show you that my T-shirt there is actually an NFC wearable. Okay, it's a technological T-shirt. I can program my T-shirt, seriously. If I had my phone handy, I'd show you. Basically, what it is, it's you program it with a small bit of software, and the disk there is where the information is stored. Now, you're going to say, well, what's that all about? Okay, I bought this T-shirt for one purpose, to program my T-shirt with my Twitter account details, so that when we go abroad or when we go out and we're talking like we do, talking about our experiences within the metaverse, and if they're interested, all they have to do is get their smartphone and touch that pad. and it opens up on their smartphone. It's called an NFC, a near field conductor, I think, something like that. It's an NFC T-shirt, and this T-shirt is fully washable. You can wash it in the washing machine. It has no batteries whatsoever. It's just an electronic circuit, and it's about a 10 pence, 50 pence piece. And the electronic circuit is activated by the EMF energy that comes off your mobile phone. That's what powers it up. And it feeds the data from your T-shirt into your phone, and it opens up the URL, the website address. Now, guys, what I am going to do is when I get my space, when I get my Metaverse Masterminds publishing in there, broadcasting in there, that is what I'm going to be programming my T-shirt with. So when I go abroad or when I go on my travels, that's how people are going to be able to connect up with us. They just touch my chest with a mobile phone, and that's it. They're in the metaverse with me. What a fantastic piece of I can't say it. Yeah, technological
jiggery pokery.
Jiggery pokery, absolutely, yeah. Now, I've actually got 2 of these T-shirts, and I've got to be honest, the first one I've had for 6 months, roughly 6 months, and I've washed it with all my other washing. I've never given it any special treatment, and I lost the NFC electronic patch a couple of weeks ago. So it does last really well. You don't have to do anything special to it. It dries as normal. We don't have a tumble dryer. We just naturally dry our clothes. And like I say, it's a fantastic bit of kit. In UK, it costs me 24 quid. I don't know what that would be elsewhere, but I don't think that's bad considering. I know the company. I've been in contact with the company direct. I will be speaking with them to see if they want a shop on my planet in the future, because like I say, this is a fantastic addition to the metaverse. We're going big, guys. Yeah, we don't want the likes of Tesco's or Sainsbury's. We want things that are going to be, improving our experience within the metaverse. I think it's an awesome thing for people to be able to do. You know where you can get 2 iPhones, you put them together and the transfer data. It's a very similar concept to that. Okay, guys, I think we're nearly at 10 p.m. Did we cover all the questions?
I believe so.
That's wild, Kev. It is absolutely wild, and it like I say, it's quite a thing actually. You can program it with text, internet websites, pictures, your phone number. So it's like your little what do they call it? What's that little thing that we call you? It's like your business card, if you like. It's like your electronic business card.
Fred says, can he have one, Uncle Kev?
Where is he? He's still asleep on your shoulder, man. I don't have the Twitter or Telegram loaded for help. I will need to. Right, somebody's sent that, I presume. Okay. What a great audience. Thanks for joining us. Absolutely. Right, guys, we're at 2 minutes 10. Here we go. We've got another question. Great. 2 minutes to go. Let's have a look. Can you explain the use case for DC and HPT token now and near future? At the moment, it is not friendly on the platform. It only can be deposited at the moment their future usage. Okay, the DC at the moment is not. I get what you're saying if you've got less than 5,000 for pack A, but like we've just been explaining, we're looking, and what I can say, guys, is we're actively campaigning for you. I think that's the better terminology. Yeah, we're not bothered if it affects us or not. We know it does you, so we're going to actively promote that for you. We have contact with the management, and fingers crossed that won't be too long. HPT token, I don't think we're going to be able to persuade them to do anything with that other than what they've done, because that is like a mirror image of what HB token was, Hyperbond. And that gives you 10% on bronze, iron plots, but it will have future uses. I would imagine based on the same thing, 10% off. Okay. So that's the HPT. Like I say, DC, if it's below 5,000, then unfortunately you're going to have to wait until we can, try and move that on a little bit. And that question was Mike, I believe, Mike too. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's the last question. Okay, who have we got on for a last word? Let's have Leon on. He's always got words of wisdom. So let's have Leon to give his weekly words of wisdom.
Hey guys, the thing I got for this week here so is the fact that what makes us even and fair in life is we have 24 hours, we have our body, we have emotion and so forth. Outside of that, and the resources, but how we use those resources and all those songs is what change us in life. It change our platform. Some people could be fair by using it properly and the gain reward, and some people use it wrong and lose rewards. But the bottom line is we could try everything we want for everybody to be even, but that's the only even we have in reality. There's no other even platform. And that's all I could say right now. And the other thing I'd like to say too, everything we do, in a mental state, it reveals itself in a physical state. If you have ability, it feeds itself as money or whatever you choose that you want to consider reward. But money is the only one that could convert into other rewards. You know what I mean? If I do something and I feel happy about it, I can't convert it into nothing but feeling happy about it. But if I use the tool as money, I could convert a car, a home, a house, a vacation. You see what I'm saying? That's the power of money. That's all it means. It's not about the fact that you could convert it into something else outside of what you receive from it any other way. Okay? So that's all I got to say, guys. But reward is the benefit of your ability to perform and do something worthy. If you do nothing worthy, you wouldn't get any reward from it. Okay? Peace out.
Okay, great stuff, Leon. Thank you for that. Okay, Jason. I'm just.
I think one thing I wanted to say, and if this has changed because I've been working too much overtime, regarding the smaller packages, we did have Jonah, the CEO, on an exclusive call recently, and this is also in the Dalversal back office, I believe, on Zendesk. They are planning for smaller packages. Jonah said he would like to see them as low as 500. Whether that will happen, we don't know. But he said he was hoping for the next 3 to 6 months, maybe sooner. So I know it's a stretch to say just be patient because we've been patient for so long. But Dalversal has delivered so far, and they've got plans to go the long haul so that nobody is left behind. And Chris, I applaud you because that's our whole ethos. Nobody left behind. So
exactly.
Hang in there, guys.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Jay. Very wise words, and you're absolutely right. Nobody's going to be left behind. And that 3 to 6 months, yeah, I agree. It may seem like a long time, but there's plenty of time to learn. There's a lot of lessons that you can learn in that meantime before you jump on board. So yeah, thank you for that, Jay.
One last thing. I agree. Miracles can happen. We've seen them happen and made them happen and had them happen around us in this journey. So keep the faith.
Cheers, buddy. I could have never imagined this 6 to 12 months ago, to be fair. Okay, just responding back to Mike. When can we purchase more than one pack? More than one pack. Okay, yeah, I get what you mean now. Okay, when your pack A reaches 100% of its value, now that's 5,000, not 7,500. When it reaches 5,000, you're then able to buy up to 3. No, hang on a minute. No, you can buy pack B, but I still think they're individual, aren't they, Winnie? I do believe you can only have one at once.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I've got to check. I would have to check that.
We'll have to check, but I've got a feeling
Yeah.
it's one at once, but you can have a maximum of 3 pack Bs. And then you can go for an infinite level of pack Cs. So, like I say, Mike, whether you're on Telegram or Discord, hit us up and we'll get that answered for you, because everybody wants to know that. And Cheryl, which Connect works best on Samsung?
She probably means Telegram. Should she use Telegram or Discord?
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I
don't know. I use iPhone, but I don't really use it. The platforms on these, so I
Probably
use
Telegram. I don't use mine for that, but I would have thought Telegram. Maybe.
Yeah, B or Star Cookie B12. So pleased to be on this journey with you all, and we're so pleased that you're here with us, B. It's fantastic, and don't forget to check Discord, because I know you've got a message waiting for you from Delightful Winnie. Don't know whether you've seen that or not yet, but it's an invite to next week's show.
I'd like to say to everybody before we go, love and peace, stay safe and stay lucky, and I'll see you next week with the boy. Love you all.
No problem, Chris. No problem. We all get a chance to speak before we sign out anyway. So cheers for that. And last but not least, Winnie.
Yes. Well, I wanted to thank Chris for being here. That was great. I want to see that video, safety video.
Yes, that would be good. Yeah, absolutely.
Really, that was great. Yeah. I was thinking about, how responsive the company is. So it's, just keep asking them for stuff. For example, the extension of the upline change. I don't know how many people requested that, but I put in a request for that. And it wasn't long after that we got a response back. So they really do.
Have they actioned that yet, Winnie?
The the upline?
Yeah.
They've extended it until Sunday.
I mean, you requested it. Have they actioned it yet? Have they completed it?
Oh, I don't think so. I think they're just taking requests.
Okay.
Until that date, and then I haven't checked actually, to be honest. But
let us know if they've actioned it, because we need to know what the timeline is between the request and whether they do it, as the requests come in, or whether they're going to do it all in one bulk load. So just interesting to know that one. So awesome. Thanks, Winnie. Okay, Meng, are you still with us? Do you want a few words?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, got you, man.
Okay, yeah. All right. So thanks for everybody joining us today to learn about Dalversal. Keep learning, stay updated in this space. The information that was shared will guide you as you navigate your way forward. And what you do with this knowledge is completely up to you. So, especially on how you decide to move forward within this space. So, farewell. Keep exploring as a metaverse pioneer. Thanks.
Absolutely, Meng. Absolutely. That's fantastic. And I can't agree more. It's all an education as we move forward in the metaverse. You've got, the benefits of us doing these once a week. We do training tutorials for the African nation twice a week. And like I say, once we get into that metaverse, who knows where this is going to go, guys? The only way is up in our perspective, okay? Right, guys, I've come to the end of the episode 8. We're nearly at 10 past 10. It's been a fantastic show. Love all the engagement from the members, the people in the chat box, the panel here. Trucker Fletch giving us an awesome insight into his world, and I'm sure he'll enjoy coming back in the future episodes. So, guys, you take care. Contact us on the variety of social network platforms if you have any queries or anything. Okay, until next time, you take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks, Kev.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye.